Okay, let's continue. We deal with the journal. So the journal is the accounting book which handles correction of errors. When you discover errors in accounting, we don't revisit the accounts in the ledger. Instead, we'll correct them, and the journal will highlight which accounts have been debited and credited, and the journal will have a narration stating why that error was made or what error is being corrected. Okay, so that's about the journal. Let me just put up the format of the journal. So the format of the journal normally will be date, and debit and credit somewhere here. Okay, and then the currency in which you do your accounting. Okay, so this is not part of the double entry. It's just a book highlighting the errors which were made in the books of accounts. Okay, so once you have anything to debit, you are going to state the account to debit here. You are going to state the account to debit. Okay, you say maybe, let's say purchases. I'll give a more practical example, and then the amount that's supposed to be debited in the purchases, and then let's say maybe you have to credit the cash book. So you just say cash, okay, and then the amount goes on the credit column. Okay, yeah, something like that. And then underneath here you put a narration. Okay, you put a narration here why that error occurred. That's how you prepare the journal. But let's quickly run into a more practical question where I'm going to handle the suspense account and the journal entries themselves, and then it's going to make sense. Okay, so I'm going to read the question, so you should be pausing this video and make sure you jot down the question and then follow through to see how I have solved this question. So the question I have reads to say, you draw up the trial balance and you discover that the credit side is greater than the debit side by 5,607.82. You enter this difference in a suspense account. On investigation, the following errors and omissions are found to have occurred. So the first investigation, you indicate A, an invoice for 1,327.40 for general insurance has been posted to cash but not to the ledger account. Second investigation, which is B, a customer went into liquidation just before the year end, owing your company 428.52 kwacha. The amount was taken off trade receivables, but the corresponding entry to expense the recoverable date has not been made. The third investigation, which is C, a check paid for purchases has been posted to the purchases account as 5296.38 when the check was made out for 5926.38 kwacha. So between those two figures is an error of transposition which happened. Just the numbers were transposed when making this transaction, when recording this transaction. Okay, the fourth investigation reads, which is D, a van was purchased during the year for 1,610.95 kwacha, but this amount was credited to the motor vehicles account. It was credited to the motor vehicles account. So the investigation number D The error was this motor vehicles account was supposed to be debited, being the account which is benefiting the money, but instead it was credited. What was supposed to be credited is actually the cash account. Okay, the cash account or the bank account. Okay, so now the question they want us to do is question number 1. Show the journal required to clear the suspense account. Show the journal required to clear the suspense account. Then question number 2 reads, show the suspense account in ledger account form. Show the suspense account in ledger account form. Okay, so in our question, the question says the credit side is greater than the debit side in your trial balance. So you open the suspense account. Suspense account in the ledger form like that. So the credit side of the trial balance is greater than the debit side. So the suspense account is going to record that excess amount, the difference of that amount, to the other side. Our trial balance says it's the credit side which is more than the debit side. So in the suspense account, that figure that we are looking for, we are recording it where we are short of that same figure, which is the debit side. So the amount is 5. Okay, so the amount we are recording on the debit side is 5,607. 5,607.82. Okay, 0.82 on the debit side, and this is going to be balance brought forward. Balance brought forward 5607.82. Then on the credit side, that's where now we want to investigate our investigations. After we investigate, then we are going to record on the credit side. Those our investigations should equal this amount so that we cancel the suspense account. Okay. The other recordings we are going to have this side, they should match up to this amount so that the suspense account is cleared. If not, then it will still mean we still have the problem with our accounts. But if all our investigations and our problems are solved, this has to be cleared off. Okay, so for now, that's how our suspense account will look like. Then we proceed to the journal where we correct errors. Okay, so the journal will look like that. Like I said, the format is like date here and then debits. Okay, so from our question you find that our correction of errors will be, we are supposed to debit we are supposed to debit insurance, debit insurance, and the amount is going to be insurance. The amount is going to be 1327 for insurance, 1327.40. Okay, insurance, and then we are also supposed to debit the receivables expense. You say receivables expense. Receivables expense, the amount is 428.52. 428.52, and then we are also supposed to debit the purchases. The amount is 5926. 5926. Okay, so the purchases figure will be 5926.38 minus 5296.38. This is the difference of the transposition which happened. Two numbers here were swapped. So instead of 92, it was recorded as 296 something. Okay, the transposition there, I'm sure you can see. So you find the difference there. That's a figure we are looking for. So when you find the difference there, you find that the difference is 630. So 630 as our purchases, okay, is supposed to be debited. Then we move to motor vehicles. Motor vehicles, now we are supposed to debit. It was credited in the first place. Motor vehicles. So when you credit and then you want to correct that amount, you have to cancel that one which was entered wrongly. How do you cancel? You enter the same amount and then you re-record. So in accounting, we multiply that same figure by 2 so that half of it cancels with the other one which was wrongly recorded, and then the half of it remains as the original entry. Okay, so the amount we are multiplying by 2 is 1610.95 by 2. It will give us 3221.90. This is the amount now we are recording, we are debiting in the motor vehicles account. This is the amount after multiplying the 1610, which was wrongly recorded in the credit. To bring it back to the debit, you have to multiply it by 2 so that half of it cancels the other which was recorded to the credit, and then half of it remains as our original account. So in the books of accounts, we'll enter this amount. Okay, that's in the motor vehicles account. Okay, so on the debit side, it means I'm done highlighting in my journal which account should be debited. Okay, while this time we are crediting the suspense account. The same addition of these items is coming to the amount that you have to credit in the suspense account. Okay, so we are going to indicate credit suspense account with the amount which is going to be like 5607.82 on the credit side of our journal, and that figure is going to the suspense account. So now all these debit amounts and accounts, we are just going to take them to the suspense account to clear the debit balance which was in the suspense account. So I'm going to have here in the suspense account now insurance. My marker is almost gone. Oh, okay, just a minute. Okay, so let's record insurance. The amount was 1327.40. Insurance. Then the next item. Okay, I've already done it. So this is how the suspense account will look like in the end. Balance brought forward and those single items indicated there. Okay, so the suspense account will look like that when balanced and all the single items are entered there. The problem was here. These are the things which were causing the problems to our suspense account. Then in the end, it has balanced with the same figure, which was our problem there. By doing this, it's a sign to say we've sorted out all our problems and the suspense account is closed because we've managed to discover what was causing the problem in the books of accounts. So I've closed the accounts balancing here, and it has balanced with the single items there. So even when you do it there, it should actually balance. So that's it. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully this will be helpful, and I hope you've understood. Any clarity, kindly feel free to let me know. I faced some challenges. There was some noise in the background when preparing this work, but hopefully you get the whole point where you miss, just let me know and I'll clarify. For the sake of time, that's all I had to do today. Thank you very much. This video is prepared for Success Knowledge Center for the students doing accounts. Thank you.